today we're just going to be watching some YouTube. As you can see, after watching the pool party budget challenge, whose party would you go to? Chris's pool party or Jeff's pool party? Jeff. Snakes can be beautiful too. Anyway, what's the longest snake that I can creep some of you guys out?
Is that the space station?
This is Houston, say again, please.
Discover the fun at Foxy Bingo.
Yes, thank you. Ooh.
This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television.
You guys know that there's no better place than a cool facility full of big pythons. I mean, this is like a playground to me. And this week, I'm down at El Segundo Pythons here in California. And trust me, he's got some impressive snakes that I'm really looking forward to showing you guys. And there's nothing more cool than something like this. Take a look at this beastie here. Whew, she's a big girl. Look at, oh my gosh, it just keeps coming. Oh, that is a big snake. And of course, this is just a tiger reticulated python. But I tell you, tiger reticulated pythons are still amazingly cool animals. And the retics are always fun because they're so energetic. Unlike Burmese and some other big snakes, these guys just want to run and run and run. Let's get her back here. Now that is a gorgeous snake though. Take a look at it. And this is kind of a perfect health for an animal too, because she's kind of lean and mean. She's giving me a workout too. And again, a tiger reticulated python is a codominant mutation. That's really one of the first mutations of retics that were ever produced by a guy named Carl Herman. And of course, they breed these guys together. Oh my gosh, she's wearing me out. You can get a super tiger reticulated python. But just look at her go. I mean, she does not want to stop. And again, reticulated pythons are really the largest, or longest snake, I should say, in the world. They can get well into their 20 feet range. And I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna need a breather because I am absolutely wore out. If you guys ever want to take a fitness course, I say handling a python a while would be really good for you. But this show is gonna be awesome. We got a lot of pythons to show you. We'll meet up with Jeff later, the owner of El Segundo Pythons, to talk about what brought him to this level. My name is Brian Barczyk. I'm no zoologist, just a guy with a passion for animals. And that passion often takes me on animal adventures around the world. So Jeff specializes in pythons, but reticulated pythons in general, and that's a snake that I'm always fascinated with. So when I get around a collection like this, it's just amazing to see stuff, and I want to show you some really cool animals in this episode. And I'm going to start with an animal that I've always loved, but I've had bad luck with. It seems like every time I handle one of these guys, I get bit. But Jeff has assured me that this one is a tame one, but you guys know I've heard that before. So we'll see what happens. And if you guys guessed a pied reticulated python, you guessed right. You know, piebald snakes, for whatever reason, have always been one of my favorite. And guess what? This girl's in blue on top of it. So she looks kind of cool, but usually blue animals aren't something you want to mess with too much. But you can see that she's acting completely docile. She's not giving me any indication whatsoever that she wants to be aggressive. And you can kind of see how the pattern is really jumbled, which is really common with piebald animals as well, is that not only do you see the white blotching, but the actual normal pattern on it is usually really jumbled up as well. And of course, it's a recessive mutation, which just basically means that you need to breed a pied to a pied to produce more pieds, or you can breed a pied to a normal and get heterozygous animals and eventually get more pieds. When I saw the very first pied retic, I was absolutely blown away, and I wasn't 100% sure if anyone's ever going to reproduce them. So now, several years later, to see that they're being readily produced and even mixed into other mutations now, it's really cool to think. And you guys know I love ball pythons, so I've always worked with the piebald ball pythons ever since the very beginning, before they were proven genetic. So to now have a piebald that can get 18 plus foot, that's pretty awesome. I can see how someone can get hooked with this animal because they have so much personality. They're intelligent. They're always trying to figure things out. And of course, they're always kind of on the move, which makes them a little bit unique because a lot of big snakes, once they get really large, they don't move around a lot. Because you've got to imagine, it has to take a lot of energy for a snake this size to move as much as it does. But retics definitely move a lot. But there you have it, guys. Pied reticulated pythons. Oh my gosh, take a look at that animal right there. Believe it or not, the last time I was here at El Segundo, I actually highlighted this very snake, but it was just a little guy, and it has grown up to be amazing. It's actually a sunfire rennick ghost. Now, the sunfire is a codominant mutation, and the rennick ghost is a recessive mutation. But together, they make an incredible conva. I mean, just take a look at that right there. I mean, it's so clean and so vibrant. And that's that sunfire. You know, it actually really brightens stuff up and makes it clean. And then, of course, the rennet ghost is just absolutely gorgeous in its own right. But I just can't believe how much brighter this animal has gotten in the last year and a half or so. And when it gets to an adult, it's going to be even more incredible. And again, typical retic fashion, it's kind of, starting to get its tongue out a little bit, which is telling me it's starting to get a little bit perturbed. So I've got to definitely be careful because retics kind of give you those hints. They'll say like, all right, I'm kind of sick of you now, so make sure you don't push it too far. And that's the thing, when you're handling snakes, whether it's pythons or any snake for that matter, always kind of keep attention to what it's telling you. I know right now, if I spend too much time trying to mess with this animal, I'm going to get a pop from it for sure. So probably the best thing to do is to get this guy back in his cage. So just as a comparison, guys, I just showed you the sunfire rennet ghost. This happens to just be the ghost without the sunfire, but you can still see it has the same brilliant color. It's just that sunfire really brightens it up and kind of changes the pattern a little bit. But one thing that just completely strikes me with this guy is look at that head. That thing is one of the most beautiful reticulated python heads I've ever seen. So again, that's just a comparison between the ghost and when you add the sun.
Oh, sugar, I forgot I was recording. I said sugar. Don't worry.
Okay, so I just spent the last couple hours cleaning the house. It's pretty much spotless, so here, clean. Kitchen, well, we're still working on it. And look, today we're going to be filling the house. Last time we filled it with snow. Today is a little bit more colorful. It's kind of like these. Yeah, we have 150,000 of those. We're going to be filling the entire house with ball pit balls. So, you're probably wondering, where are all of these ball pit balls coming from? And I have the answer to that. We have a little elf in the garage that's making them all for us.